Hello there, you absolute legends. Emma McElhinney here with Piss Off Perimenopause and the musings of a bullshit queenager. I am here to ruin your misconceptions about perimenopause, fat loss, and kick midlife in the face. So if you think your 40s are a drag, think again. Because every week I am going to be stripping down the myths about perimenopause. I'm serving you raw, unfiltered truths about your health and smashing misconceptions about fat loss. And a whole lot more. So if you thought you knew midlife, you don't know the half of it. Aging is inevitable, but getting old is a choice. So buckle up, grab a glass of something yummy, and let's get to it. Hi, and welcome to this episode of Piss Off Perimenopause and the musings of a bullshit queenager. That is me, Emma McElhinney. Thank you for joining me today. If you're watching this on YouTube, hi, the wave, and you can check out what the hell. See this Teletubby type hair thing just sticks up randomly. Hate it. Anyway, and if you're catching me on Spotify or Apple or your podcast hosting area of choice, you can't see me, so I'll look all right. Apart from that one Teletubby bit here that's sticking up. Right, today, before we start, I would love to just issue a little reminder. If you could, please comment, like, share, promote somehow this podcast. Let's not succumb to this midlife feeling of mediocrity. Let's tell it to piss off. Let's be here for ourselves. Let's take control. Let's do the things we know we can do. We might be told that this is a time for, put up and shut up. You're just getting old. Deal with it. Oh, hell no. We have so much of a good life to live. There is absolutely no need to slow down. There is absolutely no need to succumb to the fatigue. The body changes because we can take control, we can take action. And the topic today is all about sleep, which is one of the big drivers of not taking control and not taking action because we're all so sodden bloody tired all the time. So this notion of sleep, sleep and tired, lack of sleep, fatigue, and low energy, tiredness is one of the four big bad boys of perimenopause. Now, I've got four big bad boys of perimenopause. We've got this whole lack of energy, tiredness, etc., etc. We've got mood, so apathetic, depressed, anxious, low mood. We've got the physical changes, body, skin, libido, and we have the identity shift of who the fuck even am I? I don't know, don't like what I see, don't like who I am. Relationships, toggling along, don't know what I want to do when I grow up. Anyway, all that kind of stuff. So they are the four big bad boys. Sleep obviously comes under this tiredness and fatigue and low energy one. Now, there's so many reasons why our sleep could be poor in our 40s and 50s. It could be hormonal, it could be hot flashes, it could be nutrition related, it could be alcohol related, it could be dopamine related, it could be cortisol related, it could be a number of one different things. So heightened cortisol and heightened adrenaline are probably two of the biggest reasons for lack of sleep or lack of quality sleep. But it's a bit of a vicious cycle because heightened cortisol and heightened adrenaline also limit our ability to have a good restful sleep. So one of the biggest things that we can do for our overall sleep is reduce stress, which is easier said than done because every single one of you listening to this has stress in your life. And most people do thrive off a little bit of stress. It can be a good driver, it can be a good motivator to get shit done, stops us procrastinating, etc., etc. But too much stress becomes unmanageable. It can result in overwhelm, procrastination, and one of the number one reasons for not actually doing what we want to do. And mainly that stress is related to things that are not us. So career, relationships, time, loads of different things. Okay, so the tips that I'm going to give you today are going to help with the overall ability to get good sleep, to start take things into control more. And when you have better quality sleep or more volume of sleep, you will naturally begin to lower cortisol levels. So it's a bit of a circle, a bit of a cycle. Now, what I want you to think about is, this sounds really harsh and it's not meant to, but you're not special. You might not have a lot of time, you might not have a lot of energy, but nobody does. You might have reasons why you can't do the things that I'm going to ask you to do, but everybody will find reasons not to do the things that I ask them to do. So it's almost like I want you to leave your ego at the door and accept that I do know this shit and all of this stuff is given with love and none of it's hard. Everybody can do it, but you have to do it. You can't just say, I'm going to do it and then not do it and get pissed off that you're not seeing any changes in your sleep. And as I said, none of this stuff is hard. Okay. So if you want better sleep, if you want to manage stress better, if you want to see body changes, if you want to see energy changes, if you want to feel better, if you want to have more energy, then do these things. Okay. And everybody can do these things. So the first thing I want you to do is cut the caffeine. Not completely, but from say 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. No caffeine at all. Not a cup of tea, not a cup of coffee, not any Diet Coke. No caffeine after 2 o'clock. Now you can switch to decaf options. So I am partial to a decaf Diet Coke or a decaf Pepsi Max. Only at a weekend though, it's a treat. Because I actually find, see if I drink fizzy juice, it doesn't matter if it's caffeine or not, I find I get quite itchy. And I don't know why that is. Well, I don't know why. But anyway, ditch the caffeine. You will feel so much better in a matter of days. I promise you. And I have noticed now that I do know, say if I have a cup of tea in the afternoon, maybe 4 o'clock, it does impact my sleep. So let's ditch caffeine. It doesn't mean, it's not like the 2000s where decaf coffee tasted like gravy. I'll actually do a shameless plug for my friend who has a coffee roastery business and his company is called Pure Roasters. Their decaf is absolutely amazing. You wouldn't even be able to tell the difference. So there you go. You can get a sample pack from them for about £6. Or no, a full pack. I don't know. Yeah, so ditch the caffeine. You will probably start experiencing headaches. That tends to go away after 36 odd hours. And the reason, now that's just caffeine withdrawal. But the way to combat that is to just power through and drink a shit ton of water. Flush out the caffeine. But that's the number one thing that you can do, and it'll impact you so beneficially. So try that. There's another thing as well that happens. Like say you decide that actually in the afternoon you're ditching your afternoon coffee. You might, because you're tired and low energy, you might be relying on caffeine and chocolate or cake or something at 3 o'clock. Because you know you're going to get that hit of sugar and energy, but you also get the crash. But what you might find is, say if you decide to go, right, I'm not going to have the coffee at 3 o'clock, and I'm not, then your brain won't recognize that you're not having the cake because these things are often very intrinsically linked. So it's a little bit of a habit breaker. So you maybe go, right, we're going to have a decaf green tea and a banana instead, right? And that could be the new habit instead of the coffee and the biscuits or the coffee and the cake or whatever. So, because your habit of coffee happens with the biscuits. So if you're changing the coffee and having something else, then you can change the edible part of it as well. And it'll do you significantly more benefit than the coffee and the biscuits. The next thing is, nobody likes this one. The next thing is ditching the screens. Now, we all know that we need to limit our phone use, and we all know that our kids use too much time online, but we do too. So this is actually, right, so first of all, if you ever utter the words, but I just don't have the time, go to your phone settings and check out your screen usage, because guaranteed that's where your time is. But the best thing to do here for sleep is ditching the phone or the iPad or the laptop at least an hour before you go to bed. And the reason for that is since COVID, our attention spans as adults has reduced. It's something that's like less than 7 seconds now. So we are so used to just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and it is now creating this influx of dopamine. And dopamine is a feel good, it's like an immediate, like, oh, this is gonna make me feel really good just now. And it's the same chemical that happens when people take cocaine. So I'm not saying that like using your phone is as dangerous as taking a line of coke before you go to bed, but it's that type of reaction that you get, like you're alert and on it and seeking the next thing. It's colors and it's loud and it's like, and we know how much like Facebook and TikTok and Instagram sucks us in, but you're going to take control here and you're going to put your phone away from you an hour before your bed. Now, the other thing I want you to start doing is not keeping your phone in your bedroom for an alarm, because even just a little bit of that kind of electronic emittance of light busyness can impact your sleep rhythms. So ideally, keep your phone or your iPad out of your bedroom. If you need to use an alarm, invest in one of those Lumia type things that has a natural sunrise. Mine, for some reason, I've got it set up so that the sun comes up, but I'm normally awake before that because the actual sun comes up now. And it's got bird song, but Archie says it sounds like a bit like the bin lorry. So I was like, okay. Archie's my little boy, if you don't know. But anyway, ditch the screens an hour before bed and implement this for everybody in the family as well. It'll change everybody's sleep quality. It's so good. Now, if you're struggling for things, like a lot of people are like, but if I don't use my phone, I'll eat because I'll be bored. Right. Okay. Well, boredom is actually quite a good thing to try and get into. We need to try and let our brains just have relaxed time. But if you are really anxious about, well, I'm just going to end up eating or drinking in that time, get a nail file or something close by so you can file your nails. Get a colouring book and some pens and keep that close by and colour in. Some people sew, some people knit, some people colour in, some people journal, some people just read a book. My God, remember books? Just read a book or read the Kindle, because your Kindle doesn't emit the same frequency of light. So a Kindle in the bedroom is absolutely fine. The next one you're also not going to like, alcohol. Alcohol, right? So I hear this a lot from clients. So I would be a hypocrite if I told my clients not to drink, but I do ask them to not drink in that first couple of weeks of working with us because I want to find a little bit more of a baseline. And so many clients have told me that they just thought they naturally woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning, that they naturally just thought that that was their body clock telling them to wake up, until they ditched the alcohol and realized that actually they wake up really early because it's alcohol. And it tends to be that's blood sugar levels regulating, because alcohol is pure sugar, basically. Blood sugar levels are regulating about that time and it wakes us up. And toxins are leaving. Ultimately, alcohol is a toxin. Our body wants to get rid of it as quick as possible, which means other functions in our body will not work as well. So try a couple of weeks without the drink and see if it improves your sleep. It absolutely is a game changer. And for some reason, and I hear this a lot, and I could research, I suppose, and find out the reason, but I found that wine is totally the worst. Totally the worst. So ditch the alcohol. If you go without alcohol for 2 weeks and you see the improvement, some people are just like, actually, do you know what? It's not worth it. It's really not worth it. And they'll cut back their alcohol use to like one night a week, and because that's acceptable to have one night poor sleep. But you will notice a difference. You can't not notice a difference on that one. Another one to try is if you take magnesium. Not everybody can take magnesium. It is something that I do recommend for my clients who can take magnesium, because it helps repair and promotes recovery. So you might see, this is why people that maybe have pulled a muscle or something will have an Epsom salt bath, and Epsom salts are magnesium, and they can be absorbed. Well, I think if we can be absorbed through the skin. But a wee magnesium supplement, if you can take them, is absolutely fine. And some people have noticed marked benefits in taking their supplement just before they go to sleep. It can reduce things like restless legs, if that's something that you experience. And because it promotes recovery and repair, when you sleep is when your body rests and digests. So that's where we commit things to memory, but it's also where our cells recover and repair from day-to-day life. So it makes sense to give your body a little bit of a helping hand and taking the magnesium at night. Obviously you can take magnesium tablets, you can take it as an oral spray. And some women have actually reported benefits in using a magnesium cream as well on their feet. I've not tried it. I've not seen any evidence to suggest it is a positive thing. It's just anecdotal experiences. And the final thing, and if you've got kids, you'll totally get where I'm coming from here. When your kid was a baby, you had a wind down routine. You had a bedtime routine. Very normally it was like dinner or a bottle, then a bath, then some cuddles and a book, and then it was maybe another feed, and then it was bed. So why are we not doing that for ourselves? Get yourself a wee bedtime routine. It might be a bath. It might be a gentle stretching routine, nothing too intensive. You don't want to be doing a HIIT workout at 9 o'clock at night because no, just don't do that. But like a gentle wind down routine. It might be a chapter of your book, or it might be a chamomile tea in a chapter of your book, and then it might be washing your face and brushing your teeth and doing all the things, or it might be a lukewarm shower. Don't go for a really hot shower or a really hot bath. You want to keep your body as balanced as possible at bedtime to promote a good sleep. But get yourself a wee bedtime routine so that your body knows what's coming next and it is time for sleep. So yeah, there's my 5 top. We all know things like you try and go to bed at the same time, try and wake up at the same time. We all know that, guys. But these are things that potentially most women that I see, they know that they shouldn't be drinking a cup of coffee at 8 o'clock at night, but still do it. They know that, a bottle of wine isn't helping them, but they keep doing it. But if you want to feel better and have more energy and have easier fat loss and alleviate some of these menopausal symptoms, then improving your sleep, decreasing your stress, which this will also have the added benefit of doing, is only going to help improve symptoms. And it makes you feel in control that you're actually doing something rather than, one of the biggest things is that whole excuse of, oh, well, it's just my hormones. When in actual fact, it's not. Yeah, there's issues that happen and changes that happen because of hormones, but we're still in control of everything that we do, everything that we think. And if we can change some of the things that we do and some of the things that we think, then we'll have a much easier time going through perimenopause. So I hope this helps today. If you need more support on anything that I've talked about, you can go ahead and go into Amazon and purchase the Happy Hormone Handbook, which is the princely sum of $8.99, authored by me. Or if you think you need more one-to-one support, then you can reach out and we can book in a breakthrough call, fat loss breakthrough call. We will go through the 3 main reasons why you're not losing weight or keeping it off, and we'll create a bit of a strategy for you. And if it's right, we can talk about working together for the next 3 months. Alternatively, you can just share and like and tell all your pals about this amazing podcast. And that's all I have to say today. So thanks for listening. Have an amazing day. Happy sleep tonight, and I will speak to you later. And just like that, we have spiced up another episode of Piss Off Perimenopause and the musings of a bullshit queenager. Massive shout out and a huge thank you for hanging out with me today. I really hope you've been entertained. And remember, don't be shy, hit that subscribe button. And until next time, keep those heels high and standards higher. Remember, it's all about glowing, growing, and downright owning it. So catch you on the flip side.